Hi and welcome to the Pro Wrestling Raw Review. This week's Raw aired from Orlando, Florida, and this Raw was the go-home show for WWE's Fastlane pay-per-view this Sunday. And the main story coming out of the show and leading into Sunday is obviously who's going to win between Bryan and Roman Reigns to go on and face Brock Lesnar. Although I am looking forward to finding out who will be going to WrestleMania and challenging for the WWE World Heavyweight title, I'm also looking forward to this feud between Bryan and Reigns being over. The feud has not only failed to get Reigns more over with the crowd, but actually seems to have hurt both superstars. Especially Bryan, who's been acting more like a heel lately by doing things that he just wouldn't normally do, like playing head games with Reigns or using a steel chair to get the upper hand. These are things that just don't fit Bryan's character. But this may be intentional to get fans more behind Reigns, as Vince sees him as the future of the company. So maybe they don't mind hurting Bryan if it helps Reigns get over. But to be honest, it doesn't seem any more over, especially when the two come head to head at the end of Raw. Every single offense Reigns made against Bryan got booed, and every time Bryan come back, the yes chants would break out again. I think that the problem Reigns has is that WWE are trying to make him this sympathetic character because his main event is now in jeopardy and he has to defend it at Fastlane. And although they try and give him the last line in most conversations, and he just comes out with short, quick, cool lines, and that's all he gets. You don't really get to hear much more from him. He still seems quite limited, especially like in his match against Kane. He just didn't. It was pretty forgettable. He doesn't really seem to have that many moves still. It's quite a lot of clotheslines, Superman punch, spear, and there's not really much else there, to be honest. But when his music hit in the main event, I was looking forward to hearing him on commentary and maybe like get to hear a bit more of what he had to say and who he was. But unlike Bryan earlier on in the night, they didn't let him speak, and this is clearly just WWE's way of protecting him. But I feel like it's also hurting him because he's failing to get that connection with the crowd, and maybe something like this could have helped it. I really liked the opening of Raw between Cena and Rusev. I'm looking forward to seeing this match and seeing how it sets them both up for WrestleMania. It's good to see the majority of the fans behind Cena, and I think that Rusev and Lana both play their roles really well. Also, it was good this week that no one referred to Cena as an old man. The other things on the show that I liked was the tease of a Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler feud, as I think these two would have incredible matches. I also liked that they made Paige look strong heading into the pay-per-view to face Nikki Bella. And I like the way that Dean Ambrose got the signature off Wade Barrett, so he gets his Intercontinental title match at the Fastlane pay-per-view. I think this was a good match to add to the pay-per-view because there really wasn't much of a mid-card, to be honest. Also, Booker T got the line of the night when he shouted out during the contract signing that he thinks the contract may have been signed under duress. Finally, the Triple H and Ric Flair segment didn't really interest me that much. I'm looking forward to seeing Triple H face-to-face with Sting at Fastlane and starting that feud going into WrestleMania. But I really didn't see what Flair was doing out there. Triple H seemed to keep having to remind him where he should have been, what line he should have been on, and rushing him along. At least that's what it seemed like anyway. And even pushing him down, like if that was just to get heel heat, it didn't make much sense. It didn't seem necessary, and I didn't really understand it, to be honest. But I'd love to hear what you thought of the show, so let me know in the comments below. And until next week, thanks for listening.